All right, immigration advocates are in an uproar after border agents kept a dreamer from re-entering the country. We've been talking about this for the last 3 days.
But Homeland Security Secretary John Kelly now defending his agents' actions.
You would expect someone that was here under the DACA rules to be extra special cautious in terms of getting crosswise with our laws. He didn't, so he's gone.
He didn't follow the rules, so he's gone. Here now to react is the host of Justice, Judge Jeanine. Good
morning.
Good morning, Judge.
I have a feeling you don't agree with Geraldo Rivera, who said, come on, cut the guy some slack. He's in this country under the DACA protections, even though we had the general there say he broke the rules, so he's going back.
All of a sudden, the laws, if they apply to someone that you have a feeling of affection for, the law shouldn't apply to them. Here's the bottom line. DACA is not an absolute protection. If you violate the conditions of DACA, the Deferred Action on Childhood Arrivals, then you are subject to being deported. You do not have an absolute right to be here. You have a privilege that we have granted you. If you violate the conditions of the privilege, a la leaving the country without getting an advance notice, shoplifting and driving without a license and all that other stuff. But I digress, because that's not the issue. The issue is this. The individual Montez climbs over a fence to get back into the country. Now, he alleges that he was thrown over the fence in a catch and release. Here's the bottom line. There's no more catch and release. If Border Patrol finds someone, they're not going to throw him back into Mexico. They are going to keep him and bring him in and identify him and prosecute him. If he were thrown over that fence into Mexico by Border Patrol, he would have said in a very articulate way, since he was raised in this country, I can speak English, I went to high school, I am DACA, you cannot do this to me. So what has happened here is he is now demanding that Homeland Security provide evidence of his being thrown back into Mexico. Well, you cannot prove a negative. You cannot prove something that didn't happen. You prove that you didn't violate the chain, leave the country without permission, and then climb back illegally. And how'd you know how to do it?
What about the judge in the past? The president has clashed with this judge in the past.
Look, I believe that Curiel is a judge who has a certain amount of integrity. He will think as a human, boy, this guy doesn't like me and I could react, but he has dignity. This man has a great deal of experience. He will reach into his inner judge and he will decide based on the facts. But by the way, he's only deciding the freedom of information issue. He is not deciding the deportation issue. Right. They are seeking information of records of which there are none, because the kid is alleging, I get to come back here because you threw me out, except we didn't throw him out. Yeah. You know, he left the country without permission.
All right. Well, UC Berkeley, they've invited Ann Coulter to come back. They're saying now you can speak on our campus. What were your thoughts about that?
Well, you know, I have been speaking on campuses, too. And there are certain conditions that I require. And Ann and I have actually spoken about this. I don't know what the latest is with Ann, but here's the bottom line. If someone is going to break the law and prevent her from speaking, not by preventing her from speaking, but if they're going to do what they did with Milo Yiannopoulos, they're coming in with wrenches and burning down a building, you have to make an arrest. You can't tell your cops to stand down. All she's asking for, if someone is disruptive, just remove them, let me speak.
Sure.
And they won't give her that assurance.
Well, UC Berkeley uninvited her because they said, we can't say you're going to be secure. And then she said, well, I'm coming anyway. Then they thought about it. Oh, you know what? Come May 2nd. She goes, I got tickets for April 27th. That's when I'm going to be there. Your
Good
move,
for Ann.
UC Berkeley. Meanwhile, Howard Dean, though, when he heard about Ann Coulter's situation and what she would present, essentially he tweeted this: hate speech is not protected by the First Amendment. So in other words, Howard Dean says hate speech is something he doesn't agree with.
This is just the beginning. You mark my words. This is just the beginning, where the left is now to silence the right, and they have been silencing the right in so many ways. They are now going to say, if you say things that we don't like, it's not protected by the First Amendment. This is just the beginning. Understand, this is a political agenda to shut down the right from saying what they want. If they don't yell you down and prevent you from saying it, what they will do now is create create some kind of a limit. Look, the only thing that is outlawed is you cannot yell fire in a crowded theater, things like that. But we are free in this country, and it's what we're all about, to speak whatever we speak. Hate speech is protected speech. You can say whatever you want as long as it's not something that is criminalized. And by Howard Dean saying that, they are changing the paradigm. They are changing the First Amendment. The Founding Fathers are twisting in their graves.
There you go. Watch her tomorrow and this
9
weekend.
o'clock.
All right, we
Thank
will
you,
be.
Judge.
Thank you, Judge.